been a lifesaver for a lot of people with blood sugar disorders or eating disorders. I mean, I wish I had that when I weighed, 240 pounds. And I was addicted to everything. I used to smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day, grass every day for 10 years. I mean, I ate from the morning when I got up to the night when I went to bed. I used to fall in bed with cake once or twice a week. 3-4 times a week, I'd eat a gallon of ice cream or more. I remember eating gallons of ice cream and saying, I'm not fulfilled, and going to Carvel Ice Cream and getting 2 double-deckers. That's how much I'd eat. And so, I was just completely addicted. And why? I was brought up in a family like that. The whole family's mantra was, eat, eat, you're skinny. And I said, I'm not skinny. Well, you're going to be skinny if you keep eating. Eat. No rationale. But chlorella tames a person with that. Because why we're eating like that, and why we're addicted to drugs and alcohol, it's a sugar imbalance. Remember, yes, we develop psychological problems around it. Yes, we become alcoholic personalities and drug addict persons. We lie, we cheat, we steal, and all that bullshit. The reality is, first and foremost, it's a chemical addiction. You have a low blood sugar. Every alcoholic has a low or high blood sugar condition, period. And that's what nobody's addressing in the alcoholic community. And wonderful thing, for instance, with AA, they've done a great job, but again, you've got to get to the basics. That's why they always tell an alcoholic, never ever go near a drink again, because you're going to go right back and be a raging alcoholic again. Well, the same thing with sugar. In our allopathic medical journals now for about 10 years, they've become honest. They said the #1 most addictive substance is sugar. They used to say alcohol, they used to say heroin, they used to say cocaine. Now they're telling you, it's sugar. And it's pervasive. Even the so-called health food industry is riddled with bullshit. Many of you here think, I'm not eating sugar, I'm eating agave syrup. Just a different name for sugar. I'm not eating sugar, I'm drinking carrot juice by the gallon. I'm eating 10 mangoes. I know, I did all of this stuff. I'm eating 35-pound watermelons. I'm not eating sugar. You're getting your fix. Just like taking a person off heroin, putting them on methadone and saying they're cured. Are they cured? No, they're addicted to methadone. And so what you've got to do is understand the sugar has to be balanced. If you balance a person's sugar, it's with protein. The only way you're ever going to balance a person's sugar is with protein. And I promise you, why when you come here, a lot of you are raging eaters, as I was. In the first 3 days you're not hungry, is because we're regulating with protein your bloodstream. That's why you're not hungry. How many of you recognize that in the first few days? Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? You're being nourished for the first time in your life.
6 pounds.
Yeah, see that? Yeah, it's amazing.
The reason is again?
Because your blood sugar, you're not really eating from, even highly intelligent people I know, can't stop eating. Why? Because the blood sugar keeps crying out, I'm starving, I'm starving, I'm starving. So you keep feeding and feeding and feeding. Once you give protein, and this is the highest protein diet on the planet Earth. You'll never get more protein than this ever, anywhere, period. This regulates blood sugar, so you're not crying out anymore. And you're being nourished, and you're being fulfilled. And what's happening is, all of your cells are singing, the Handel's Messiah. Thank you, hallelujah, they finally are being fed. I love Handel's Messiah. So with that said, chlorella's great. So stick this in your pocket. Those of you who are overweight, overeaters, low blood sugar, high blood sugar, addictive natures, stick it in your purse, pocket, and plastic. And every time you want to stick something else in your mouth, stick 5 of these in your mouth. And it regulates blood sugar and pacifies it. It's like the baby who's crying, sticks this in your mouth. Whoop! The baby stops crying. That's the key. Now we'll answer 3 questions specific to allergies, then we'll move on to general questions and answers. Yes?
And Brian, if we do take the blue allergy, whatever, the frozen one that we're taking, is that enough? Is that including everything?
That's an excellent question you're asking. Again, if you were a billionaire and said, I'll take all of these, I'm going to tell you not to. Nobody needs all of these. Let's start with that. Now, Life Give Live is the best for the overall body. It has essential fats, it has a protein, it has a nutrient, and many elements we probably have yet to discover. That's great. If you can't take that because you're traveling, then you take the body. These are body-related. Now we get to the brain-related ones. These do not go through the blood-brain barrier.
So it's not including all that. The first one does not include all the rest.
It does include it, love, but remember, these are, under 88 degrees, elements taken out of the algae that affect the brain.
So the process was different.
Exactly. These are just the algae taken out and flash frozen. This one is algae. The PEA extracted from it, a lot more PEA extracted from this. Yeah, and then it goes through the blood-brain barrier and shuts off the Meshuggah's parts of the brain. And this is for a person, if you don't have arthritis and edema conditions, you never need. I never took that once in my life. See that? Power powders for people who want extra chutzpah, extra strength, energy. They're CEOs of companies are running around, you know.
I hate that one.
You hate power powder?
Yeah, because...
Take it in capsules.
What about weight loss?
Weight loss, remember, protein is at the base of weight loss. But if you do not exercise with weightlifting, you're my body. Look at me. I do this 1,000,000%. There's nothing I tell you that I don't do 1,000,000%. I don't bullshit any of you. The reality is, I still would gain weight if I wasn't exercising vigorously. Because what we've learned only 5 years ago is that fat cells never forget they were fat. Did you know that? So those of us who are heavy, the cells have a memory, and we know that from the Nobel Prize 1996. They finally showed us how cells communicate. And the cells always say, hey, I want to go back to what I was at 20, 30, 40 years old. And so you and I have to work vigorously. Now, a person who's always skinny, they also have the same problem. Their cells are always saying every time they try to gain weight, oh, we don't want to gain weight, we want to stay skinny. We want to be like we were 20, 30 years old. That's a problem. But you and I, weightlifting, them, skinny, weightlifting. Guy came into the gym, I'm lifting today 240 pounds. And he basically said to me, why do you lift such heavy weight? I lift lower weight because I'm a tennis. I said, the way I eat to gain bulk, muscle on my body, I have to lift heavy weight. For you to convert fat, lift heavy weight. Matter of fact, a research study came out last week showing aerobic does very little for weight loss. Now, I'm not telling you not to do aerobic. You need aerobic 5-6 days a week, at least 35 minutes, because you can't be healthy without aerobic. But I am telling you, weightlifting is how you get fat away. If you don't do that, marron.
But none of those products really...
Yeah, all of these. These are the best sources of protein you can possibly get. They're going to help, because protein does what? Builds muscle.
What does life give HH1 sign and formula, one formula?
Okay. Life Give 1, or Life 1, is an interesting one. A friend of mine who worked with me in Boston as a colonic therapist and massage therapist called me about 10 years ago and said, there's a Native American who's working with cancer and getting extreme results, and I need to have you meet him. Now, I didn't know a thing about the Native American tradition of this. It's a really interesting story, so I'll tell it. When he was a little boy, he was typically Native American, had 2 alcoholic mom and dad. Basically, the tribe leader came in and said, we're going to pay for him to go to private school. Never said anything else. Put him in private school, excel. Put him in private high school. Put him in college, in medicine. He gets out, they get him a job with the U.S. government. He works for 4 years. They tapped him on the shoulder and said, now we're going to train you, the tribes are going to train you. So he was the last man, 4 or 5 men were picked in the 20th century. He was the last. He's about our age. So what happened is they then took him back after being medically trained and taught him traditional Native American medicine. And he put this brilliance together. And he was putting together formulas. So what happened is he put together Life 1, which is interesting because one of the main ingredients is a curcuminoid extract from turmeric, curcuminoid. It's the active phytochemical in it. That's amazing. And every time we pick up a medical journal, they have a new extraordinary thing that turmeric does. You can fly, you can dance, you can do it. Cancer falls out your butt. I mean, it's like amazing. Your brain gets better. You know, it's like shocking. I mean, it's like amazing. They're talking about a natural herb like that product. So I begged this guy, just like I had to do the first guy with me. I begged him. I said, look, you know what we do here. You know how we're helping people. And we brought it on as one of our products. So it's an extraordinary product that helps to boost the immune system at a level that is unsurpassed in nutrient supplementation.